Boy.
Oh.
You have a Gemara in Kedusha? Nobody just gave me more Kedusha.
Yeah.
Thank you. Parshas Boy. Yeah. Parshas Boy. I want to start off with an interesting concept. We find that the Shabbos before Pesach, Shabbos shelafnei Pesach, Siman Tov Lamed, Shabbos shelafnei Pesach, Koyel Shabbos Hagadol. Shabbos before Pesach, we call it Shabbos Hagadol. Mipnei Hanei Shenasaba. They gave a name to the Yontif of or the Shabbos before Pesach. They call it Shabbos Hagadol. Stam Agavurcha, it's very interesting to note that it's called Shabbos Hagadol. It's very nice thing in the calendar. Oh, where are we going for Shabbos Hagadol weekend? What are we doing? You know, because it's coming soon. Pesach is coming. But the Maisa, that's very nice in the Haaretz Magretin calendar that comes in the mail, and it tells Yeshiva with the Charoises. That old Charan house still makes it to everywhere, still how long. But they can get the Charoises in the mail with the Chanukah candles from the Telz Yeshiva, whatever Yeshiva you get, used to come in the mail with the Charoises. So you know that Shabbos HaGadol is coming on the calendar. But the Maisa, it's a Shulchan Aruch. The Shulchan Aruch. He tells us halakha. That's what Shulchan Aruch tells us. He's not there to tell us, some interesting events, current events, things that are on the calendar that are coming soon. It's telling us halacha. Why would the Mechaber say a similar Shulchan Aruch? Shal Kohen say Shabbos Hagadol. It's a parallel to So I always wanted to say that the pshat is that I think it's very mistarva that be'emes we find the Chaim says that a person is supposed to bench a friend on Shabbos Hagadol. He's supposed to say good Shabbos Hagadol. That's the lashon. So says the Chaim. So I wanted to tell you that it's not stam din. The pshat is that that's what the Mechaber is telling you, that there's a mitzvah or there's a din that you have to there's a pesumim nisa, and you have to mefarsim and you have to call it Shabbos Hagadol because you mefarsim the nes. Therefore, you have to tell people, to say to people, good Shabbos Hagadol. There's a Maisa with the Stam Agro of Yashiv, I think, in the book. No? There's a famous Maisa. There was a guy, a kid that once passed away, he was close to 100, and they used to come by to Yashiv when his trailer used to down, they used to say Shabbos to him. So Friday night, the guy said, good Shabbos Hagadol. So Yashiv waited. The next day, he came by, and how many people were coming by? Yashiv was in his hundreds, So the kid said, good Shabbos. He says, hi, is this the Shabbos Hagadol? Yashiv was holding stag with it. Which kid, said. Anyway, but the Meister Servicial Dover, a good Shabbos Hagadol, why? Because of the fast of the days. But the Meister, why is it called Shabbos Hagadol? So the pshat is, because it says, the nace that happened on that day. What was the nace? So they took this week's parsha, when they went out of Mitzrayim, they took on a certain reason, happened to be Shabbos, and they took Kolach Yisroel Sela Pischoy, they tied it to the bed, and the Mitzrayim were mamash asked, what's going on? What are you guys doing over here? What's this time? I mean, this is not a common thing. And this is our deity, your God, you're tying to your bed, and we're going to shecht it in your face. We're going to shecht this. We're going to take your God and we're going to shecht it. And the Mitzrayim stood there without doing anything. They didn't attack them, nothing. So that was a tremendous nace, and because of that, since it took place on Shabbos, that's a whole good deal. Oh. But the Maisa, I want to maybe tell me a new mahal why it was called Shabbos Hagadol. Why is it called Shabbos Hagadol? So be'emes in the Chizkuni says in Shmuez Yud Beis, this week's parsha, V'shebeshabbos zu, also Yisroel a mitzvah rishonish nitztava bo. They did the first mitzvah that they were mitzvah, they were commanded. V'lekichas aseh. V'ke'ein zekos ad Abudraham also, b'shem Ahavin Yarchi. The reason why it's called Shabbos HaKodesh because the first mitzvah klais are Mekayim. So it's a Gavaldik Azaz, right? It's a mitzvah God. But I want to be maybe mashlim with a new with maybe another Kneitra boy said. There's a very big, that maybe why it's called Shabbos HaGodel is because we have a cloud, Godel HaMetzur V'Oiseh, Yoiseh Misha Enem Metzur V'Oiseh. It's not Shabbos HaGodel, it's a great Shabbos because they did a mitzvah. The Shabbos HaGodel is Kiyum Rambam in that mitzvah Rishoina. Because in a mitzvah Rishoina, it's Godel HaMetzur V'Oiseh, Yoiseh Misha Enem Metzur V'Oiseh. Because at this time, they became mitzuvim. They were commanded in the first mitzvahs. Agam Avram mitzvah Yaakov kept kol haTorah kula before the tztava, and all the others in the generation they kept the mitzvahs. But it wasn't godless. The godless is Godol HaMetzuvah V'Oiseh Yoiseh Misha Enem Metzur V'Oiseh. Greater is the Metzuvah V'Oiseh Yoiseh Misha Enem Metzur V'Oiseh. But why is that? Why is that? So Tosfos in Kedushin Lamed Aleph says that the reason when a person's mitzvah it's much greater, says Tosfos, the fee near the time the misha mitzvah v'oisa odif if you should doing you mitzvah yoisa. He's very worried pen yavor when you're commanded to do it and you don't do it, and you could have an oynish for it, and you're nervous about getting to be behind the tzivur. If you're not mitzvah, so you do your best you can. So you don't do it, you end up short. So what? You didn't lose out. You tried your best. But mitzvah, there's no trying. I mean, there's a din of nanas, but you have to try to do it perfectly, exactly as mitzvah. And therefore, the guy's very, very nervous. He's worried. Penyava, maybe he won't be able to do it. He doesn't have any hechur. When a person has a hechur to do it, there's much bigger daiga. There's much nervous. The person that knows he has to do it, the person has a hechur to do it, he's forced to do something. There's much bigger of a daiga that maybe you're not going to be able to do it, and this and that. Whereas a person doesn't have to do it, he doesn't have that hechur, doesn't have that the mela, that makes a person go on with two voices, so says Tosfos. But I want to maybe we'll say another mahalach Rabbi. It's Godel HaMetzuvah V'Oiseh. That's what we call Shabbos HaGodel. So first we want to give a hakdama, we'll get into this week's parsha. The parsha starts, the parsha's boy. Parsha's boy. Vayoyim Hashem al Moshe boy el Paroi ki ani echbarati es liboy ves lev avodo. Because I have echbarati, go to Paro. Because I have hardened his heart. I want to show these things in his midst. And I also want you to tell over the story. I want you to tell over the story of our going out of his Egypt. And you have to tell over the story, as we do every year, the din of Igara to Lebincha. They have to tell over the story, but steht in Pasuk a murder gezach. It's not enough to tell over the story. Was steht Lamatesape bos Levincha ven Bincha ex asher hisalalti b'Mitzrayim. There's a diak here that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us not to just tell the story, but you have to be specific and speak out and emphasize Asher hisalalti b'Mitzrayim. What's hisalalti? So Rashi says, Sichakti. I made them into a laughing stock. You have to go ahead and think of what went on at night of the Nel Seder pastures, the L'chor, the Mantasat, the L'chor, it's all the time, but Avad is all the time, but to tell over your children, and Stomach means all your Talmidim, you have to go in and emphasize the schoik, the joke, the laughing stock, the late sonis that Hashem made with Mitzrayim. It's not enough just to tell the story. Wow, Egypt, very interesting story. Exodus, the book, just came out. Exodus, the book, or for our times, the movie, Exodus. Right? You see what all the way. It's not enough for us just to tell the story. We have to emphasize very strongly the sischoi, the joke, the laughing stock, the mamish. You have to come to an in of schoik, sichakti. You have to see. You have that Kodesh Baruch was making Paro into a joke. Why the emphasis? So last year we said a mahal. One mahal we said was very geshmak. Last year was the mahal that the sort of the joke is because the Gemara says in Megillah Chav Amid Beis, all leitzanis is aser except for leitzanis avodah zarah. You're supposed to make fun of avodah zarah. Leitzanis is aser because leitzanis is moirid the erech of something. It takes away the value. We're not supposed to take things. We're supposed to understand and treat things with seriousness. Leitzanis, the problem with leitzanis is one of the worst things. The Sham talks about it is that we moirid the erech. We take along the erech. We destroy the value of something. We destroy the value of something. You don't treat it rightfully. You don't treat it with the ernstkeit. That's why the Amalek has to be destroyed because they asher koruch. So Mela Paro made himself into avodah zarah. Mela, there's a din. Dafka in Mitzrayim, Paro in Mitzrayim, who made themselves. Paro made himself into avodah zarah. To asher sichakti. I made them into a laughing stock. You have to make fun of it. Because Paro was a deity, and there's a din when it's avodah zarah to make fun of it. That was one mahal. Let's see, we want to say another b'shar and sichakti. B'shar and sichakti, I want to say is that the yisod of Paro, the yisod of Paro in Mitzrayim, the whole thing is that Paro, by making himself into a god and making himself in control of Klal Yisrael, was trying to show that he's in charge. He's in charge. He's in charge of the world. He's in charge at least of he ruled over the entire parsha. He ruled over a very, very large amount of the world. It was an empire. They all came down. So Paroi was showing that he was totally in control. The word in B'sichakti B'Paro was a word to show when you take the Klal Yisrael out. So they went to war, they battled. So the Maisa, they went out, so they're victorious in battles. Very nice. Okay, Klal Yisrael fought them and they battled them and they got out. Okay, so they had Kubiyat Siyat Shmaya. The Sichakti was there for the purpose to show Paro that you are zero. You are zero. I'll show you how zero you are. I'm going to make you like a puppet, right? When you have a puppet, Rabbi say, you have somebody you have clothes along the strings. When the person sees the puppet, you see how little control. Obviously, has no control. The one on top is controlling everything, and it's a puppet show. So that's the yesod of Paro. He was making a puppet show out of Paro. The Sichakti was Ad Kama was a sheer in his spotless of Paro to show that Paro is a nothing. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to make so much fun of Paro. I'm going to mamish destroy him in a way that I'm going to bring things and it's going to be such a laughing stock that it'll be such an extreme demonstration that Paro is nothing, should be nothing, he's batal legamri. Memela, that's the sort of the Sichakti. The Sichakti is a sheer in his spotless that Paro is mamish and nothing. Memela, and that's the sort of person. That's the sort of a Sipur Yitzias Mitzrayim. It's not a people would say. If he does that, the Sipur has to be that you have to mamish. You have to be ma'ayin and go deep into the makas and get to a level of laughter of how Paro was totally made into a laughing stock, made into a nothing, made into a bittul sheba bittul, made into a nothing sheba nothing. Because Paro's B'tzias was that he was trying to show that he's in control, and the whole Yisroel of B'tzias Mitzrayim is to show that there's no control whatsoever. That's Asher Sichakti. Sichakti was a sheer in his partners. We said over once for the Chaim was very makbid in this in Yonim. They once were people were passing by the Chavetz Chaim's house or his room, and they heard tremendous laughter coming from his room. And the other was trying to figure out what's the pshat, why is the Chavetz Chaim laughing so much, what's going on, it's not the derech, it's the Chashiv Yid cracking up. And the Maisa, so they went in and they saw the Chavetz Chaim there, mamish smiling and laughing away. And they saw he had a sefer in front of him over there. They said, what was he doing? He was going over in his mind and speaking out the whole Yisroel of the Marcus. And he was mamish picturing in his mind and through the Koach of Dibur and through the mamish making a whole scene in front of him. How Kodesh Baruch Hu was mamish. These people were mamish dam. How they would go mamish to open a grapefruit, open a fruit, and there would blood be coming out. The guy would go take a shower. He's all dirty, and he wants to just take a little shower. But all of a sudden, he turns on the shower. Red blood comes out. So he goes to the faucet. Maybe there's a problem in the other piping. We'll try the faucet. Turns on the faucet. He goes to the toilet. Blood coming out everywhere and anywhere. Rabbi say there was anything. Even when the guy said he wanted to spit. Spit came out, blood came out. He has a runny red nose. His nostril was bleeding. It was not. He didn't have any problem with it. You have a runny nose. It was running from a cold, a different cold, the type of cold he had. It was called the red cold. Blood was coming out from his nostrils. Everywhere, blood. Anything was blood. Rabbi said. And you see that in Mitzvah, and you see they go to the thing and see a Jew drinking a cup of water, a Jew's drinking with a straw, a nice bun Niviot water with a straw inside. He just bought it, and he's sipping away, and the Mitzvah grabs that out of his hand, and he goes to drink the Niviot water. Blood, mamish, and the Mitzvah were going nuts. There was blood all over the place, and they couldn't stand it. And then the next thing with the frogs, I'm going to say everywhere. The guy went to put on his underwear in the morning. Mamish came into his underwear, and then he went to eat his pie, a nice, beautiful meat pie. And he heard noises coming from the pie. I didn't know meatballs have such a noise. And he dives into the thing. 2 frogs come out with meatball sauce on their eyeballs, shaking down. And the guy goes crazy. I'm going to the fridge now. At least I'll get a cold glass of iced tea. And he goes to the iced tea pitcher. A frog jumps out. Okay, but I have my closet. No one's in there. My tam-tam crackers. Frog with a tear cracker in his teeth. I didn't know they like tam-tams. All over. And then she's trying to sleep at night, or at least a little rest, and I can't eat. He starts to sleep. His wife says, I never heard such snoring in my life. Get out of here. What's in your stomach? I don't know. Sounds froggy. He's staying at night, sitting there snoring, and then his wife starts to snore also. And they snore like frogs. They're in their stomachs, big frogs all over the place. And they're going nuts. And they take sticks out. We're going to end this frog business. And they start smashing the frog. Moms, they're smashing the frog. They go into the kid, they're running after the frogs, jumping away into the bathroom. He finally gets him. 15 frogs come out all over the place. They're hanging from the chandeliers. They look light bulbs. 20 frogs in the thing, smash it again. There's 40 frogs bump out. They're all over the place. They're in his nostrils, out his ears, everywhere, anywhere, going crazy. And they have kina Rabbi side, lice, Shem Yerachem. The guy's itching away his hair. He doesn't know what to do. They're walking around, they go to the barber, everybody's bald-headed. They have lice all over their bodies, in the nostril hairs, trying to pick it out. What is that? Lice. And then Dever and Shrin, everyone, Rabbi say, he goes to the Chavetz Chaim, was imagining each one, Rabbi say, he imagined the mantra of Yisrael. The Yisroel HaKol was that Klal Yisrael is now becoming an Am. And Klal Yisrael had to become an Am. Klal Yisrael has to realize that as an Am, there's a tafkid. And in order to have that tafkid, they have to know the Yisroel of everything, which the Ramban says, Soif Parshas Boy. That the Yisroel of all the mitzvahs and everything, Rabbi says the Ramban, of the Nisim and everything that we do. So the Ramban, Soif Parshas Boy, everybody has to know this Ramban. When the Nisim Akdoma from Shalom, or the Moed, the Nisim and the storm, should be said that Torah Kula, she in the Olam Cheleb, the Torah's Moshe, Bechol Dvarein B'Krein, Shekulam Nisim Ein Behem Teva, U'Minhago Shel Olam. There's nothing Teva, there's no nature B'Chlal. It's all B'Rei Olam. Elim Yasim is Yesechem Schoroi. And if you do the mitzvahs, and then you'll get schar, and Chas V'Sholom the other way around. If you pass one into the storm, being around, because you're B'Yudei HaTorah. And the Ramban says also that the Yisroel of all the mitzvahs, which we see is to a person should realize, B'Yoseinu, B'Yosecha Anachnu. So up there, V'Kavonas Romas HaKol B'Tfilos V'Kavonas, but the Knesset, B'Tfilos Haram, everything. So she Yelivnei Odom Mokoi. V'Yachficha Omra, V'Yisroel B'Mitzvah Kalka V'Chamur, Shekul Chamur Es V'Chavivas Ma'oi, Shebekol Shol Odom Moide B'Hen Le'Loikov. V'Kavonas Kol HaMitzvahs, Shenam B'Lokov V'Noide Eilav Shuboreinu. That's Kavonas Kol HaMitzvahs. V'Kavonas HaYitzira She'en Tam Acha B'Yitzira Rishoyna. V'Ke'en Kel Kelin Chavetz B'Tachtoinim. The Burj has no rotzen. Milvad Yeda Ha'odom. The tachlis of everything is that a person should come to the understanding that the Burj is the Boire, the Yoidel Elkov Shabara. And that's when we go into the shuls, that's what we're doing there. That's the Yoim Rabbi Yosecha Anachnu. That's the tachlis of all the mitzvahs. So I want to tell you that's the Pshan Godel HaMitzvah V'Yoiseh. Because when a person mitzvah Rabbi Yisai, when he's mitzvah, that's the God, the mitzvah is the tachlis habriya. Because when a person mitzvah and he does mitzad sivui, not because he's doing it because he thinks it's right or he's in the mood, not in the mood, he's doing it mitzad sivui, that's the biggest raya b'yosecha anach. That we're your briyas. We are the briyas. We're your creatures. A person tachlis in this world, says the Ramban, is to come to the hakara that you are a creature, you're a creation of a creator. That's the tachlis of everything, and that was Paro's downfall. Paro's Yesod was I'm a creator. I'm in charge. The tachlis of all the nisim Hashem does is that a person should come to akara brura that I am not in charge whatsoever. I'm a creation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who's in charge of the world, and I'm here to do His sivuyim. I'm here to do His commandments, and by doing a commandment, that's a tavos kol ha-mitzvahs. Boy, what's a mitzvah? A mitzvah means that somebody's commanding you, and he's on top of you, he's the king, he's in charge of you, and you have to follow his directive. In that statement, by doing something, Hashem commanded me, I make a clear statement, I am your Bria. That's Godel HaMitzvah V'Yoiseh. The godless of Tzuvah V'Yoiseh is because it expresses explicitly in doing it, because that's why mitzvah shvichas kavona. You have to have kavona. You have to think that I'm doing it kasher tzivani because Hashem commanded me to do it. I'm not doing this because stam. And every time a person does a mitzvah, there's a murdik, a chizik, and amuna. When a person does a mitzvah, there's a chizik, godel, and amuna. Godel hamitzvah v'oiseh, because you come to a different level of amuna. That when you do a mitzvah, a tzivui of Hashem, that Hashem commanded you to do it, kasher tzivani, you make a clear statement, and at least as long as you think of the kavanah before, b'yosecha anachnu, we are your briyas Hashem, and you're in charge of the world, you're in control, there's no one in control but you, and therefore I'm following, I'm batel, I'm just going to do what you have to say, and that's the tachlis of everything. The tachlis of everything. That's why it's Godol. Godol HaMetzuvah Rabbi Yisai. Because in a Metzuvah Rabbi Yisai, liegt the ganze Amun of Klal Yisrael. It's not just the fact that it's a mitzvah, which is godless also, that's Godol. And like Tosfos says also, that's Godol because, but it's Godol because it's a godless Rabbi Yisai. It's the Yesod of Kol. Like the Ramban says, the Yesod of Kol, the ganze Bria, the ganze creation, everything was created for this tachlis, that a person should be minded by Kodesh Baruch Hu and follow his sivuyim. And Paro was the one who was the antithesis to that. So he had to become Batel. He had to become obsolete. This was the tachlis of Sichakti. I made fun of him. I made him into a laugh, I made him into a nothing, into a ganze nothing. And this is what we have to mechazer with us. This is the parshas at the time of year. We always have to mechazer this Yisroel with us. The Bnei Shalom's in charge of us. It's such an important thing, Rabbi, that we think we go about our business daily, Rabbi, and we think that we're in control, we're in control of our destiny, our future, our this, Rabbi. And the Bereshit shows us time and time again, we are so not in control, Rabbi. Time and time again, Hashem Yerachem, people, young people, old people, that Hashem, they were mamish keep boiling matzumim. Come on. I'm going to take on the world. Don't worry, his mamish, his muscles are bulging, mamish. He can't put any more shirts on anything. Every time he puts on a shirt, rip. He's working out in the gym with Popeye muscles, mamish, one on top of the next, mamish like har al gabi har. It's horror by Aaron. One on top of the next, his muscles are so bulging. He's in control. I'm going to go out there and conquer the world. And he has one little blood test next day. Just had to go to the doctor. I have a little bit of pain in my back over here. I don't know if he says, I don't know what's going on. I have a little pain in my back. It could be it's from that 7,000 pound weight that I lifted yesterday with my nose. Like that. That's how strong he was. Could be, it made a tickle in my back. I have to go check it out. He goes to the doctor, does one blood test. Cancer, Shem Yerachem, with all the muscles, he's laying in a bed. Muscular man. Not in control of his side. This man who thought he was mamish, unbelievable. He learned all the proper things to be a good husband. And Shem Yerachem, he's still sitting around, 65. He's dated 7,621 girl and a half. She only came for a few minutes. She looked and she ran out. She didn't know if it counted as a date or not. He dated, when he was 21, everybody said, this is the guy. I think he's going to get married first. So handsome, so charismatic, such a great bacha. 67. That's he's lying on his age. He wants to keep himself young. He's only 74. The rabbi said he could lie about his age. Still trying to date some women. 67 and go counting, I said. What happened? So handsome, so charismatic, such a gewaldige bacha. 67 and counting. Such a gewaldige girl. Unbelievable. Everybody said, Hashem Yerachem, we should have to down for these people. They should get married. But everybody said she'll be the first in our class. Alamailis. 54 and counting of us. She finally got a date. It was her first date since she's 47. And before that, there was a date at 39. 8 years between each date. Hashem Yerachem. We had even dates they're not getting. The last time she had a date, her mother went to the store and she got from Eretz Yisroel dates. She said she was going crazy. She hadn't had a date in a long time. She said, we'll have to do something about it. But even that didn't work out, wasn't control, because she opened it up and there was a worm inside! So she wasn't in control even of those dates. And this guy thinks he's going to have, wow, I'm going to make it, Rabbi. I'm telling you, I have the knowledge, I have the perseverance, I'm smart, I'm going to be a millionaire, Rabbi. You just watch. I'm telling you, I'm leaving the base. I could be going to learning and go Rabbi. But I don't know. I think my hashkafa, I have to go out and become a millionaire. And don't worry, Rabbi. Don't worry, I will support you. We're still waiting to pay this month's rent. But I will support you, Rebbe. I'm going to make millions. CEO. I didn't know pumping gas meant CEO. Exxon, you see him there at the night. He does the night shift. They didn't even give him the day shift. Fill her up. Well, the other guy, he said, Rebbe, I'm telling you, I'm going to be a major engineer. Wow, I never knew driving a garbage truck meant engineer. I just got a raise. They took me off the back of the truck. I got to sit in the front seat. 40 years working for the system, a big raise. They gave me high-heeled boots. I work in a forklift now. Second floor, a big raise. What happened to the millions you're going to make? So smart, so this. Business mind, they had a great idea. No cow pizza. He has an unbelievable idea how he's going to change the world, make millions. Fill her up. Full tank. He has an Exxon jacket. That's what his name. Jay. Wrong Shmuez. Anyway, he's with his Exxon jacket. He made it in life. Exxon. What happened to the millions? You're not in control. And even the people that make it, Rabbi said, he made his million before he was 25. One phone call from the Dow Jones, Rabbi said, dropped 10 million points. The phone somehow left his hand without knowing, Rabbi said. Worth millions on Friday morning, Friday, by the end of the weekend, he's worth nothing, Rabbi said. He found out he invested in a Ponzi scheme. He has nothing left. Zero. What happened to his Geval the Gazach, Rabbi said? Because he's not in control, Rabbi said. It's the ability that's in control. And the person has to understand that's the tachlis in this world, Rabbi said, to understand so clear. We have to make our shtadas, of course, but we have to realize that the ability is in control. We're your creation, Rabbi said, and our tachlis is to serve you. Everything else that's in your control, Rabbi said. What's in our control is to do the Ratzon Hashem. To make the right decision, even that, to carry it out, it says Hashem Yisroel, but to make the right decisions, the Bechira, to make the right decisions. They once called up Yeshivas, Rabbi Chanan's Yeshiva, and they spoke to the Mishkiach, Rabbi Yisroel Yaakov Lubchansky, and they said, what's going on in the Yeshiva? Everybody knows Rabbi Chanan's Yeshiva had terrible financial problems. Rabbi Chanan, the Bacham came to Rabbi Chanan had to go for a year to America to collect. It was such a shvach matzav. They got to such a bad matzav. Rabbi Chanan had to leave the Bacham for almost a year. He came to America to collect. There's very famous stories in America. Anyway, so they called up the Mashkiach one time. They said, what's doing the yeshiva? He says, how's the Vada yeshivas used to call for time. They try to help out, make it a little easier. They used to send Gemaras and some money when they had. What's doing the yeshiva? He said, the Gashmis is Moiridik. The Ruchnias, the Choretz Fakir. So we saw Yaakov said, the Gashmis, that's the Bereshim's Arab. It's telling the Bereshim, he's in control. The Bereshim does the Shalemus. If we don't have, we have. That's the Bereshim decide. That's what we're supposed to have. But the Ruchnias, that's our child. There we slack off. But how do we do it today? It's just the opposite. Don't worry, Rabbi, I'm going to make it. What about you, Ruchnias? And Mitzvah Hashem, I'm going to get the shul. And Mitzvah Hashem, I'm going to learn one day. And Mitzvah Hashem, Hashem wants you to learn. Don't want the Mitzvah Hashem. If Hashem wants you to learn, Hashem helps, I'll be able to make a seder. Get your tuchas to the base medrash. If Hashem wants, you got to do that. Gashmi is the Bereshim. You make the deal, okay. The Bereshim wants you'll be successful. If not, Chas v'Shalom, that's it. You have to make your shtadas. How much times I saw the verse, hundreds of times, I thought that this guy, I'm going to this kavir, that's it. Called him up. Till you got him. Till you get him. And finally I got him. Oh, wow, this is going to be a big mama. This is going to be unbelievable. I'm going to come out with a big check. Unbelievable. This guy, unbelievable. I remember many times I thought when I'm going to collect, this guy, that's how I'm going to get it. But I said, this is the guy I'm getting it. I need a certain amount of money. He's a billionaire, he's a rich man. He's going to write me a big check. I go in there, and Baruch Hashem, he gave me a big check, a sweepstake check. $18 though, written on it. Big check. With a mamish, a beautiful check, you know. They write special, you know, they write on the thing, what did they write, the special checks, you know, that all fancy check. What was in the check was not too fancy. And then I go to a Talmud or something that says, you know, he said, Rabbi, I want to give you some Maisa money. I remember I once was in America, many years, at the beginning of the Yeshiva, and we were, I'd gone to collect money for the Yeshiva, I'd gone to I used to go after Purim, I used to go collect, England, America, so I went to collect, the Baruch Hashem, we made a nice money, and already Rosh Chodesh year, we were, as it goes, we needed money again. So the Maisa, we had a very big budget then, it must have been 40, 50, whatever, it was a big budget then, we had a big account, whatever. Anyway, we still, Baruch Hashem today, Baruch Hashem, the budget's also up there. So I had a chasna, Lag Ba'ima, in America, and I said I'll go in for the chasna because we were late on the rent, and the guy called me for the landlord called me for the rent. He said, Rabbi Apelbaum, it's later. And he said, yeah, okay, but I'm going to America next week for a chasna. I said, okay, going to America. Say that. I'm going to America. I was just in America. I went to the people that I knew. What am I going to do now? The kids, I needed around $10,000. So I came in, and I'm sitting in the base medrash. That's my minute when I try to stay at the base medrash a lot. I go at night, but especially if I have nothing to call, I call a few people. He said, Rabbi, you're just here. I can give you something small, you know, but you're just here. I'm thinking, breaking my head, who can I call? All of a sudden I get a call from a Talmud. You know, she's a parsha. He says, Rabbi, I want to come to give you, to miyayit with you about something. I said, I'm in the base medrash. Come to the base medrash. Okay. He comes to the base medrash and he says, so Rabbi, I want to give you some mice. I said, okay. He said, yeah, we could use mice. Okay, good. Sitting in the base medrash, I'm learning. He comes over, we talk, we speak out. And then he says, oh, here's the check I wanted to give you for mice. I said, what's he going to give me? $150, $75, $180. I opened the check, everybody say, $10,000. I started to cry. It's exactly the money I needed. I was going crazy. I was like, this guy, that guy. The bacher came with his little check. Buy some money. And I was in the base measure. Oh, you were knocking on doors, the big houses. It was giant houses. I once went to the biggest house in one of the place. Giant house. I couldn't find the front door. I was knocking. Finally, I got the front door. A guy comes out. He drops me $1. Came down with the wind. I caught it. $1. The kids wow, I never saw the house, I never saw such a big house in my life. But I got the dollar, but some stucco. Good catch. Anyway, and now I'm in the base medrash of Isai. I with a bacha. That's a long story how the money came from something, whatever somebody had left over. You have a whole thing, and he had all of a sudden $10,000. Exactly what I needed. What's the lesson? The lesson is you don't know because you're not in control of the burden. If you want to get you the money, it'll be in the base medrash. Why have a safe over? Not in a house, in an office with a big office chair in front of a big veer with his tie. No, you're going to be in the base medrash, Bacha with his shirt out. They come over and say, here's a check, Rebbe, Maisa, $180, $10,000! Because the burden show's in charge. Yosef Anachnu, the person in charge. Our job is to choose the right way of life, to serve Him, and Be'ez Hashem, to trust in Him and believe in Him, to be minded, Mashiach Sekeirim, and hear Him and Amen.